Hey guys, Adam here. So it's been almost a month, or maybe a little bit over a month, since I bought the Oneplus 7 Pro. And since the Oneplus 7 Pro full review got so many views, almost 2,000 now, 1,800 views, I decided to make a video of the Oneplus 7 Pro 1 month later. So I'm just going to give a few updates on some things that I've noticed, or it's not going to be really a long video or anything like that, but I still wanted to make a little update. So the first thing that I've noticed is that it's actually not that bright of a screen. Yes, it's fine in this kind of condition, and I mean, yeah, it's still pretty bright, but definitely not as bright as my iPhone XR. I mean, it gets to about 600 nits, I would say, and then the XR like 650. So it's a little bit difference in nits. It's still not that big of a deal, but you could notice it sometimes. But one thing that is really good is the screen. It just is really, really nice. I've actually liked the curves right here. I haven't had any accidental touches yet, but maybe I will soon. I don't know. But so far it's been pretty good. Now, Oxygen OS has been probably one of the greatest things. And the reason why is because it's just so smooth. It's just really nice, and it kind of feels like iOS almost. It did have some glitches recently, but I'm not really on the latest firmware right now. I believe I'm on, let's see, what am I on? 10.0.3. So I'm not on the latest version. I believe 10.3.2 right now is the latest version, so that might be why. Another thing that I noticed is that I actually don't like dark mode as much anymore. I used to love dark mode on my iPhone, and I did originally on my OnePlus 7 Pro, but it looks so much cleaner and nice with this white background. You can see it's very nice. One thing that I was very impressed about, but not as impressed anymore, was the camera. Now, obviously, the camera is still very good, and it's pretty nice and can take pretty nice shots, but there is some times where I have noticed that it's not as, the quality's not as good as something like the iPhone 11 or 11 Pro. I compared it actually to 11 Pro when I went to the Apple Store about 2 months, I mean, not 2 months ago, about like 15 days ago, like right before we hit closed. So yeah. Now, how has battery life been, and just battery charging and all that stuff? It's actually been it was actually better than I expected. I originally expected for the iPhone XR to have a little bit better battery life than the OnePlus 7 Pro, just because of the 90 hertz display on here. But actually, it's been about the same, maybe like 10 or 15 minutes less, but it's really not that big of a deal. You can see at about 445, and I'm at about 55%, and I've used this phone a pretty good amount. I usually have about 5 to 6 hours of screen on time, so it's not really that much different from my iPhone XR, and I don't usually worry about battery life. And if I really do want to, conserve battery life, which I never do, which I would never do, is turn it down to 60 hertz, just because I love this 90 hertz display. It's so smooth. Now, another thing that has been really good is face unlocking, because it's so fast. It's almost as fast, I think, as my iPhone XR. I don't know. Look at this. Do you see how fast that is? And then the fingerprint's even faster, but I'm not going to do that right now, just because I would have to do, you wouldn't be able to see it because I don't use this thumb to, use it. So, yeah. And then I have changed, the layout. I've put 2 rows of icons in the front, and then I have some of my main apps, my main icons here. And then I have this at the top. It used to be full on the top, but it's on the side now. And yeah, that's basically all I've changed. I really like stock Android. It's really good. Yes, I do miss iOS, but so far they haven't really been putting out that much stuff, and so that's why I also switched to Android. You know, just they haven't really been putting out that much stuff. And also, what I've really noticed is that Oxygen OS is really good at, OnePlus is really good at putting out updates. I mean, not for me right now. Like, I've gotten about 2 or 3 updates since I got the phone. I started on here for whatever reason at like 9.5.4 or something like that. I don't know. And then I got upgraded to 10.0.1, and then I got upgraded to 10.0.2, and then 10.0.3. So that's actually like 4 updates. So it's actually not like that bad. Oh, and then I was going to talk about the battery charging, right? I forgot about that. So the 40-watt fast charging is so good because it almost makes up for like the 10 to 15 minutes less than the iPhone XR's battery life, because it's 30-watt fast charging, and that is so good. Like, it is super, super good. Sometimes, like, let's just say I need to go someplace, like maybe for dinner, and maybe I've been using my phone all day, and, I mean, obviously I'm not going to dinner anymore or out anywhere, because, the coronavirus, but like, let's just say I was, then I would just charge it up for like 30 minutes, and then it would be at almost full battery, and I wouldn't have to worry about it. That's what's really good about it. So last couple of things that are really quick. Reception has been pretty good. For whatever reason, sometimes it does go down to 3G service. I have no idea why, just sometimes. When overall, like, the speeds, when it's on 4G LTE, which is at most of the time, like 99% of the time, it's just at, like, for 5 or 10 seconds, maybe, every week, it drops down to 3G, so it's not really that big of a deal, but it's usually faster speeds than my iPhone XR. OnePlus 7 Pro, 1 month later. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.